And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. Today is November 3rd, 2025, a beautiful Monday. I'm your host, St. Nick, and we got a great show for y'all today. Well, folks, we are back, and we are better than ever, baby. Last week I was off for the week, but we are back in it for the rest of the NFL season, the rest of time, baby. And it feels great to be back. Well, I hope everybody is feeling very fresh today because, man, oh man, I mean, we probably should thank the Seahawks in Washington because what was that? That was daylight savings time part 2. Roll the clocks back another hour. I mean, we all could have went to bed at halftime. Beautiful. We got that extra hour of sleep Saturday night, and we also all got an extra hour of sleep last night. Snoozing at halftime. Game over. Washington. Possibly season over with the Jaden Daniels injury. And I just want everybody out there, if you are a quarterback and you're looking to make a name for yourself down the road in the league, in the NFL, if you're in college right now, if you're in high school right now, if you're just getting started playing football at the quarterback position, if you have one good year, do not start little broing everybody, okay? Because look, yes, you were good 1 year, but it's hard to be good. It's hard to be sustainably good throughout your entire NFL career, and let alone back-to-back seasons. And that's kind of what we're seeing in today's NFL. CJ Stroud, great rookie year, started a little bro. Caleb Williams and all the other quarterbacks had himself in the top 5 quarterbacks in the league after 1 year. He's been declining a little bit. That's what y'all say. We have Jaden Daniels, NFC Championship game, getting that swag a little bit this year. Ooh. And now, he dislocated his shoulder, his arm, non-throwing arm, so potentially going to be on IR, potentially not season ending, but, you know, it's hard to be good for 1 year. It's even harder to be good back-to-back years, so you got to put in the work. You always have to be getting better. You can't take any time off, and if you're good, that's good. Keep being good. Maintain your goodness out there because we're getting a lot of one-and-dones, a lot of good one-hit wonders. They got their fame, they got their money, they got their attention, they got their exposure. They think they can stop practicing, stop with the techniques, the footwork, the arm work. Doesn't work like that, so do not let one good season start blinding y'all, okay? And once again, this can also apply to veteran quarterbacks as well because a team won the Super Bowl last night. A team won the Super Bowl yesterday, folks. I'm looking at Josh Allen. Once again, you beat Patrick Mahomes in the regular season. All right, but we still got to put in the work, okay? There's the playoffs to kind of think about. And, you know, you don't really beat him in the playoffs. And I know he outperforms them. It's the defense. It's Sean McDermott. It's 13 seconds. It's always an excuse. I get it. I get y'all. I hear y'all. But, Josh, stay focused. Stay locked in, all right? Don't start going and shopping MVP rings right now, all right? Don't go shopping MVP necklaces right now, Josh Allen, because I already know you're on K Jewelers right now. I see you. Stop it. Your MVP favorite right now because the Colts didn't run the ball at all and let Daniel Jones blow the game and all that. You beat Patrick Mahomes, woo, at home because Roger Goodell gave you the most favorable, easy schedule for your going away party for your home stadium. We get it. But don't let this head get too big, Josh, all right? Still the rest of the season, you're not even the division leader right now. So still a lot of work to do, quarterbacks, all right? Alrighty, well, folks, today on the show, we are going to be breaking down the entire Sunday slate from yesterday, Week 9 in the NFL. We do have one more game on tonight. We'll preview Cardinals at Dallas. I think I'm gushing over Dallas. No Kyler Murray again. I mean, we get Mr. Turn the Ball Over. I mean, y'all like to say Tua turned the ball over. Well, how about Jacoby Brisket hands are so greasy, the ball comes out of his hands and he turns the ball over multiple times? How about that? Will that stick? Will that nickname stick? Sorry, it's not as catchy as turn the ball over. But Jacoby Brissett's going to be playing tonight. And the thing about the Cowboys defense, I know it's trash, it's putrid, it's atrociously garbage. But it's a little bit of a different beast at home. Little bit. Not a huge beast, but it turns it on a little bit at home. So I'm liking the Cowboys here. We'll talk about that game. We'll see if there's anything jumping out to us prop-wise. So we'll talk about that at the end of the show as well. And there's a few stories we got to touch upon. UFC world, NFL world. So let's start the dang show. Also, I do want to shout out Around the Room returns tonight, folks. Around the Room. A little bit of Around the Hornish, if you remember that ESPN show. And it's hosted by me. I need 2 to 4 people every single day, Monday through Friday. And we got people already today. So if you want to join, there's still more spots available. Once again, playback.tv. If you want to join the conversation, join the debate. Everybody loves it. I love doing it. And it's back tonight, baby. So 7 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be streaming on Twitch. It's going to be streaming on Twitter as well, X. But if you want to participate, that's where you got to go to playback.tv/takesbyfans. Join the room, and I'll get you on the stage, baby. So Around the Room, folks, a live sports debate show hosted by me. There's points given away. There's points being taken away. And there's a winner at the end of the night. So that does return tonight, 7 to 8, right before Monday Night Football. Nice little pregame show to get us all ready for Monday Night Football tonight. So watch, tune in, join, reach out to me if you're interested. DM me anywhere. Get a hold of me anywhere, and we can get you in. Alrighty, but we got a great show today, so let's just jump right into it. And we got a couple of non-football stories I do want to touch upon. And the first one is heading to the UFC because, oh boy, once again, folks, I mean, bet while you can because it's over. I mean, it's been over. I mean, once the public finally gets their hands on it, it truly means it's over. And, you know, they gave us legalized public betting a few years ago. That's when it was truly done. And now we're just all feeding off of the last meal of gambling on sports. Because it seems like it's all fixed. Every single thing is always going to be fixed. People are going to do whatever they want. People are going to scam. People want to make more money. It's never enough money for people. That once again, a recurring theme on this show. We point it out. We see it all the time. But UFC fight card this weekend. And potentially somebody throwing the fight. Throwing the fight very badly, very poorly. And I get it. Look, I know, you know, some of these people aren't making a lot of money in the UFC. I get it. I mean, I think this man may have made like $30,000, but you still got to win. You know, it's good. You know, you get money. You get about half for just showing up and, you know, making weight and fighting. But also, you know, 50% is held back if you don't win. So, you know, and you're not getting that much money if you're not a big name and it's not a big fight. So I get it. You know, I see it sometimes when, you know, they tell us how much money some of these UFC fighters are making. It's a little disrespectful. I want to say it was about 15,000. I think he got 15,000 to show, and I think he would have gotten another 15,000 if he won. But, you know, $30,000 for, you know, one fight, that doesn't seem like it's enough money for me, to be honest. For months of training and camp and all that just to get your ass beat. You know, I don't like getting hit. Don't hit. Don't punch me, all right? I'm not a big fan. I've actually never gotten punched. You know, 30 years on this earth and nobody's ever punched me, so that's good. I think I'm doing something right. But I don't want to start now. I don't think I'd be able to handle it well. So, somebody says, hey, you want to fight for $15,000? I'm like, no, that seems lowball to me. So I get it. Maybe some of these athletes are not making enough money. We get people in college football raking in $15 million, baby. So I get it. UFC fighters may be underpaid, but still at the end of the day, we can't be betting on ourselves. Once again, sports, the integrity of sports means everything. And when there's just a small crack, when the paint starts to chip on the wall of integrity, you really have to put your foot down and really make an example. And none of these sports leagues have done that ever. And now we're getting cracked paint all down the wall. There's cracks in the foundation, and the fire department is ready to condemn this house. They're ready to put that giant red X on there. Says, hey, this is abandoned. This is condemned. You cannot even come close to this because the integrity is just non-existent anymore. And when that's gone, it's gone, folks, okay? It will be gone forever. Once you take 100% integrity out of a sport, good luck building it back up. So, we had the Isaac Dulgarian
appearance
versus the Devele fight. And a lot of people are saying that Isaac Dulgarian threw the fight, and we see the photo evidence. I mean, we see it. I mean, it's for the world to see. And, I'm not the biggest UFC expert, but I've been, on the internet. I've been listening to some people. I've been seeing it with my own eyes. And it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. So, this man ends up losing the fight in the first round, and that's where all the chaos begins because a large wave of bets came in on Dulgarian to lose in the first round, which is exactly how the fight ended. So, last second, big money, a lot of money coming in on him losing the fight in the first round. We see him able to really kind of shoot for a takedown, but doesn't really drive it home. That's a huge point people are kind of pointing to. I mean, you get somebody on the takedown here. I mean, what are we doing? He stalls and he's just like pushing him to the other side of the cage. Doesn't go down. Then he just allows him to get his back, and then it's really over from there. I mean, he rolls around, tries to not get choked out for a little bit, but it's a first-round submission. It's a first-round loss for Dulgarian, where all the money was moving towards first-round loss. And the UFC has released him. They've released him. They're citing it because he lost, but they don't want to be a part of this huge investigation. They don't want this in their sport. And this is where I have to kind of give it up to Dana White a little bit. He saw potentially, integrity coming for his sport, ruining it, and he kicks him out. So this is good by the UFC. We'll see if he truly, fixed the fight. I'm sure there'll be some sort of FBI investigation because they seem to have this to be a little bit of a priority for them right now, which I don't mind. If you're allowing sports betting, if you're pushing sports betting, if you're advertising sports betting to the normal Joe Schmo consumer, everything truly needs to be fair and integrity needs to be in place. So we'll see more of this. Obviously, this just happened on Saturday, so we'll know maybe a little bit more this week. We'll see if there's an official investigation, but we got to stop rigging fights, rigging sports, please. I get it. You're in big with the mafia, and you don't want to get killed or your family to get killed or sleep with the fishes. I get it. Okay. You're back against the wall. You owe people money. You got to do some things. I get it. But let's not try to get in that situation in the first place, okay? Let's not maybe kind of, make a deal with the mob in the first place, right? So that's going on in the UFC. Not great. Just more in the UFC. UFC kind of in the forefront. Not great in the sports world. Obviously, we got this betting thing going on right now, fixing a fight. But then we've also got kind of, that Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane fight, the eye poke, no contest, all that. I saw this interview with Herb Dean over the weekend, and Herb Dean says, hey, after these fighters retire, and I go and interview them, we talk about it. They'll come up to me and be like, hey, every time I kind of went for that eye poke or kind of that illegal move, it was all on purpose. We're hearing, Ciryl Gane, accidental. You can't really, control your hand in that moment. And, it slipped up in the eye poke. He doesn't. Some, maybe most of these fighters know exactly what they're doing. Let's not maybe be so naive that, Ciryl Gane didn't really mean to poke Tom Aspinall in the eye. And, that it should be a no contest and they should have to refight. I really think Dana White should have kind of stepped in that moment. The ref stepped in that moment and declared a winner. Is it illegal to poke in the eye or not? Because now, fighters are already doing it. They already know fans are going to come to their defense and be like, well, they can't really stop it in real time. Once again, kind of bending the rules to gain a competitive advantage. Once again, everybody likes to praise. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. But once again, skirting the fine line of the rules. This is why in true sports, true highest level of competition, I really think that we need to come down hard on the sports betting, the sports gambling, the mob ties. In the UFC, fighters kind of using, skirting around the rules to, kind of stop the fight without them losing or gaining an advantage some way. It all needs to kind of be nipped in the bud, and we really gotta, just as athletes and as people, we really gotta get out of this mindset of, what can I kind of, is that how you interpret? I interpret it, and then go on this huge long rant where you're jumping through hoops where actually you can poke people in the eye if it's an accident and your hand slips off the sweat on the face and you're in the take, all that. Can't we just get better at our craft and win by the craft itself? Not trying to gain an advantage by, potentially using a legal but gray area rule. I don't know. It's just, once again, everybody's got this game, this agenda. It's enough now, folks. It's enough. So that's what's going on in the UFC world right now. We've got the huge White House lawn fight. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on with this. All right, and then the final non-football story I want to get into before we shift gears to the NFL. Look, shout out to the Dodgers. Shout out. They win the World Series. Give it up. And can I say what a great World Series that was? I say it all the time. I'm not the biggest baseball fan, but playoff baseball is a different beast, and especially World Series baseball. Oof. In this entire series, all 7 games have just been, I hate to use the word, but I think it has been true cinema out there. Craziness happening, in late innings. We get, extra innings. We get 7 games. We get a back and forth. We get balls wedged. That potentially lose the World Series for the Blue Jays. Ground rule double. We get a home run at the bottom of the 8th to tie up the game. It's just insane. And then the Dodgers take Game 7. Great World Series once again. But once again, Shohei Ohtani, I'm not buying him. Not buying him. This whole good guy persona, this whole straight and narrow persona. There's a lot of, holes being poked in it his entire career. Obviously with the sports betting, but it was really his interpreter that was stealing all this money from him that he had no clue of. Okay. Then it was the real estate sabotage deal so he can get a better price. But once again, he doesn't speak English. He's innocent. It was a misunderstanding. But then Shohei Ohtani, I think, slipped up a little bit. He won the World Series. Kind of took him out of his element. We get Shohei Ohtani being interviewed after winning his second back-to-back World Series. Here we go.
Performances this postseason.
He's getting interviewed.
What was it like watching Yamamoto, and how in the world did he do that and come back and pitch tonight like he did?
And he's nodding. He's nodding along like he understands every single word. Now, you say the name Yamamoto. I mean, that translates every single language. So, that name goes, he starts to nod. Yeah. Like Yamamoto, he's great. He won World Series MVP, and rightfully so. I mean, Yamamoto cold as ice, goddamn pitching. Woo! Man, oh man, fantastic. Give it up for Yamamoto. That Game 7 pitching, god dang. Ice in his veins. So gets asked the question. The interpreter does his thing. Here we go. Interpreter translating it. Now this is Shohei Ohtani speaking.
ナンバーワンのピッチャーだと僕は思ってますし、チームのみんなも思ってるし、そこに異論はないんじゃないかなと思ってます。
All right. That's what we know. Yep, Shohei. This is all playing out. Yep. Translator, you translate, sit back, all this, right? But now it gets interesting. Now listen very, very closely here, folks. Final 15 seconds.
Number one pitcher in the whole world.
Well, he proved that, you're pretty good yourself, my friend. Congratulations. Another World Series. You came in with a World Series. You got two now. So we'll have to see if you can do it again next year. But enjoy this, Shohei. Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Hey, Shohei.
Whoa! What was that? What'd you say, Shohei? What was that? Was that English? Perfect English?
Enjoy this, Shohei. Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thanks. That was clear as day.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Hey, Shohei, you had amazing.
Thank you, guys. Thanks.
You got two now. So we'll have to see if you can do it again next year. But enjoy this, Shohei. Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Hey, Shohei.
So how did he even know what the interviewer was saying there? Translator didn't translate that last phrase back to Ohtani.
Congratulations, another World Series. You came in with a World Series. You got two now. So we'll have to see if
you got two now. He knows two. He's laughing. Yeah, I got two now.
Do it again next year, but enjoy this, Shohei. Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thanks. I'm seeing through it, Shohei, all right? You can't swindle the big beard, all right? I see right through it. This man may potentially, allegedly maybe, be the most fraudulent man in all of sports, folks. Hey, was I betting? Was that little old me? No, it was actually my interpreter. I actually don't know. Oh, did that real estate deal go through? I don't speak English. I really wasn't even sure what I was saying about the real estate deal. I don't know. So, Shohei has the world fooled, folks. Not me. He knows English. He fully understands it, but he hides behind his interpreter so he can possibly, allegedly, do some shady dealings. I mean, let's keep an eye. 10 years down the road when it all fully comes out on Ohtani, I'll tell you, we knew it all along. All right, here we go. Let's shift gears to the NFL here, folks. And before we start breaking down all the games from Sunday, truly digging into what the narratives should be, because I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm just going to assume and guess that people did not do good betting this week. I'm just going to assume that. Can I assume that besides all the Barstool people doing 4 quarterback rushing touchdowns and cashing for $90,000? Shout out to them. But I'm just going to say, spread-wise, a lot of people got this week. Colts spread, maybe gotten some people. Lions spread, may have gotten some people. Folks, you can tell so much. You can tell so much by the line itself, by Vegas itself. These lines all told you what side to bet, and I think a lot of people got this week. So we're going to tell you what the true narratives, the takeaway from all these games are. So next week, we all don't get got again, okay? All right. So listen up, okay? But here we go. A couple of stories before we start breaking all the games out. The first one, the Ravens are being fined. And once again, this is good. This is good. Ravens being fined for that Lamar Jackson injury report debacle that happened last week. So the NFL is fining the Ravens $100,000 for violating the league's injury report policy by incorrectly listing Lamar Jackson a practice participant when he was not. So, big fine here by the NFL, and rightfully so. We cannot have this, change the entire spread. Was Ravens -6 because everybody thought Lamar was playing, and then it drops down to Ravens -2 when, it's Tyler Huntley going. So, public knowledge, public information, sports betting, worldwide available. We gotta take these very seriously. I know the Ravens, they were pleading ignorance. They were like, this is just a mistake on our end. Silly us. Silly little old big old billion-dollar organization. We forgot about kind of the injury report rules. Silly us. Our main player, our best player, the actual face of the franchise. Yeah, we accidentally kind of got his status wrong. Silly us. Got to nip it in the bud. So very good job here by the NFL. And the NFL believes that the violation was the result of negligence, not an attempt to gain a competitive advantage, which I also do kind of agree with as well. If the investigation had determined the violation was intentional or competitive in nature, the discipline would have been more significant, including the loss of draft picks. The Ravens cooperated fully with the investigation, so that's the repercussions. Yeah, I mean we can't be influencing or accidentally influencing betting markets. Just can't happen. Alrighty. Now, the Dolphins also did something pretty good. This is smart. Let me give it up. Because everybody likes to trash the Fins, and everybody trashed the Fins even when this news came out. They fired the general manager, not the coach. What are they? Blah, blah, blah. This general manager's been here for 20 plus years, and we've been absolutely fucking garbage. So yes, obviously he's the first one to go. Mike McDaniel, yes, he throws too many fucking screens all the time, but there is still a little something there. Still can't beat the good teams. But once again, no real reason to get rid of Mike McDaniel, I feel. For the rest of the season. Let's see what this offense can do. Let's see, if he can kind of, win people over. And let's see what Tua can do. Because we've seen Tua lead the league in passing yards. I just want to say that. Am I allowed to say that? I know when I bring it up, everyone's like, you're lying, or what are you talking about? And then when they know it's true, they say, oh, well, who cares about passing? It's a running backs league, they'll say. And then they don't want to pay the running backs. But let me digress. Tua was the leading yards passer a few years ago in the NFL 2022, folks. And if Josh Allen ever did it, I mean, nobody would even let you forget it. They would bring it up every single week. Did you know Josh Allen won the passing yards title, 3 years ago? I mean, what a performance by Josh Allen. They would still be talking about it 10,000 years later. It would be in the record books when this civilization collapses and we have a huge period of nothing. I'm talking hundreds of thousands of years of nothing. And then another civilization starts from nothing and builds up their civilization so much different than what we did. They will still praise Josh Allen. They will find Josh Allen in the rubble. They will find it in the internet, and they'll be like, this man was a god back then. Do you see all these numbers? Do you see all the fake MVPs he got? He must be the god of a previous civilization because he led the league in passing for 1 year. I mean, that's how Josh Allen would be viewed, but I guess I got to digress. But the Dolphins part ways with general manager Chris Grier, and once again, rightfully so. I mean, can we just talk about this as malpractice? Tua has his best kind of passing season with the tight end. The tight end has the best year he's ever had, and then you get rid of him? You're struggling quarterback, you get rid of this best weapon? Okay, all right. You bring in Jalen Ramsey, you sign him to a big old contract, and then you trade him away the next year? You get that much? I mean, it's been coaching malpractice. He gave 2 of the $58 million contract, folks. I mean, it's been malpractice ever since this man stepped foot in. So, as a Dolphins fan, I'm excited. I'm not even going to do the shtick where it's like, oh, obviously we don't want to see anybody lose their job. No, I do. I truly couldn't care less that this man is gone. Goodbye. Hopefully you saved money over your 20 years of fucking this team. Hopefully you got some savings in your account because we don't want to see you again. We don't want to see you with any other team ever again. You got to fade back into oblivion. You did enough damage, all right? So Chris Grier out for the Dolphins. This is a huge, good first step. What I maybe don't like is that now our interim GM is making moves. See, I don't like that. Now, if we hired, our next GM, like, okay, we've got a lot of faith he's going to be the next GM, then, okay, you can do whatever you want. But our interim GM is trading away pieces? Not the biggest fan. So, big trade this morning with the Dolphins. The Eagles are trading for Dolphins edge rusher Jaelan Phillips for a 2026 third-round pick. So, Philly, the Eagles, and the Dolphins do a trade. They send Jaelan Phillips to the Eagles. And we get a 2026 third-round pick. Now, that's not terrible. It's not terrible. Now, if we know the Eagles, it's probably going to be a late third-round pick because, their record's going to be pretty solid. So it's kind of like maybe a 4th-round pick at the end of the day, which I don't love. I also don't love that the Dolphins are still paying most of his contract. I don't know if that really makes a lot of sense. So we get kind of not that great of a draft pick, and we still have to kind of pay this man. All right. All right. If that's the big old deal. But once again, I mean, I just got to kind of give it up to Howie Roseman, the general manager for the Eagles. I mean, we know he's always involved in these trades, and he's paying all these people, and he's trading for all these people. I mean, the man just traded for Jair Alexander earlier in the week. The Ravens sent Jair Alexander in a 2027 7th-round pick to the Eagles in exchange for a 2026 6th-round pick. I mean, that's just a great move in general. Now, Jair Alexander isn't okay. He was okay. Didn't really get it done with the Ravens. And I know some of the Packers fans didn't really love him like kind of the national media view him as. But just overall, Howie Roseman always really wheeling and dealing, trying to do what's best for his team in season, saving the season, course correcting. It's really been great work. And, it's just, we see so much disparity, so much difference in how teams operate. And I really have to shout out to Howie Roseman of the Eagles and the new owner of the Colts, Irsay's daughter. And let me see if I could bring her name up because I can't disrespect her by calling her Irsay's daughter. But she's been, I've been gushing about her. Owner on the sidelines, looking to get better, seeing what the team's all about, taking notes on the sideline, hands on. And that's exactly what owners should be doing. I mean, the fact that we're getting this year one by, man, oh man, I've got one of her videos saved out here. I know I do. Irsay, come on. Let me just Google it, save a little time. Charlie Irsay Gordon. Charlie Irsay. I mean, she is doing a wonderful job, folks. Give her a round of applause. Like I said, hands on. You see her on the sideline. She's got the headsets on. She's keeping a great track of what is this team? What does it mean to be an owner? Because we get Woody Johnson literally admitting to everybody in an interview being like, yeah, I'm not really good at winning, but hey, I can really kind of, relate to a lot of these players, and that's what I pride myself on. Like what are we doing here at the end of the day? So, if you got enough money, you can just own a team and you don't have to answer for anything. You don't even have to try to win. Like, you could make it so obvious you're not even trying to win. You just have the team because you got money. Oh, I just got so much money. I don't know what to do with it. I guess I'll buy a football team. I don't really care if I do good, but I own a football team. I don't know if that should be allowed, to be honest. And honestly, I think fans should maybe have the ability to force an owner out. Because once again, what Woody Johnson is doing, I mean, this is malpractice. This is ownership malpractice. He admitted he can't win. He doesn't know how to own a football team. It's just what it is. Maybe he should be forced to sell the team. You know, somebody that would, truly care about the team and care about winning for the team like Charlie Irsay Gordon does. So, it's just the national media, a lot of fans, just focus on the quarterback. But obviously, the team sport's so much deeper, especially in the NFL. We say it all the time. It is a true ultimate team sport from coach to player. And really ownership down. I mean, we're seeing it with the Dolphins. The general manager got a free pass for 20 plus years, not winning, not having successful seasons, not winning a fucking playoff game for my entire lifetime. And, everybody's coming to his defense. I mean, Stephen A. Smith did his thing, his classic thing that he does on ESPN. That's why he's there, all right? But we got people coming to his defense. Why are people coming to people's defense? Like, I get it. Maybe you've got, friendship. Maybe there's some financial aspect where, you got to speak positively about these people. But at the end of the day, folks, I mean, if you're not getting it done, you gotta go. Sorry, this is the highest level of football. If you still want to get into the football action, there's thousands of college teams you can get involved with. More high school teams you can get involved with. Maybe you're just not the best of the best. Some quarterbacks aren't the best of the best, and they can't play. But that's fair. Right? Some of these owners, GMs, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Sorry, you're not the best of the best. You gotta go. So, shout out to Howie Roseman of the Eagles, and shout out to Charlie Irsay Gordon of the Colts. I mean, I'm on the verge. I'm not gonna fake to y'all. I am on the verge of changing fandom. If you guys aren't gonna put in the work, what the fuck are we doing? Dolphins finally made the right move. Stephen Ross, I appreciate the move. And now let's get back into action. Let's find the next Charlie Irsay Gordon. Let's find the next Howie Roseman, yes? Let's get it done, baby. All right, and then just, another good organization, but also maybe not, because, yes, they win, but everybody gets injured on this team. So I don't know if they're doing good over there. I still think they are, though. Another week of us kind of, gushing about the Niners and Kyle Shanahan. And I know I knock Kyle Shanahan because, of his Super Bowl losses. It doesn't seem like he locks in for the Super Bowl. But everything other than that, I mean, this man gets it done. Regular season, playoffs, starting quarterback, backup quarterback, 7th-round quarterback, previous first-round quarterback. It doesn't matter. He's going to win the game offensively. And they've just got a great organization. Once again, letting players truly be themselves, not having a culture, a locker room culture of everybody walking on eggshells, everybody buying into the true team aspect, nobody wanting to be, viewed as better than the entire team, or just can't be themselves around the team. They'll get clowned, they'll get flamed. We get Mac Jones once again at the podium after the game. Reporter asked the question, do you feel like you've been allowed to be yourself here more than at other organizations? And Mac Jones says, quote, I really do feel like that. It's not a knock on any other teams. I just feel like this organization has a lot of laid back people, and that's more my personality. So we see these teams around the league, everybody's on edge because the head coach barks at literally every single thing, good, bad. It's always barking. All good things are now viewed negatively to try and, get motivation out of you. And it doesn't work all the time. Are there exceptions to the rule? Yes. It seems like Bill Belichick kind of, walked that fine line and got it done. But we see this here by this Niners organization. Great coaching staff. Robert Saleh back in. Defense is good. And this offense, it's had multiple different quarterbacks for the last few years. Multiple wide receivers in and out. Available, not available. Running backs available, not available. They're still putting up points. They're still scoring in the red zone. They're still winning games. And they were the favorites to win the division heading into the season. Even with the Rams getting Davante Adams. So, shout out to the Niners. Shout out to Kyle Shanahan. We talk a lot about garbage coaches, garbage organizations, garbage GMs. The Niners, the Eagles, the Colts, they're doing it right, and they're having success. So shout out to them. Give them a round of applause. All righty. Those are all the stories I just wanted to touch upon here. But now we can shift gears to the actual games that were played yesterday, folks. Week 9. It's not over. We got Monday Night Football tonight. And once again, we will preview that after we review all these games. But let's go through what happened. What's the takeaways? What should we be focusing in on with what we just saw in Week 9? So let's start here. Let's start with the most anticipated game of the week. And this team's Super Bowl, folks. Give it up for them. Give it up for the Buffalo Bills for winning the 2025 Super Bowl. This is like the in-season tournament, the NBA in-season tournament, the Emirates Cup. This is the Buffalo Bills Emirates Cup. Facing the Chiefs in the regular season, man, oh man, they star this game on the calendar every single season. They cannot stop beating them in the regular season because that's the only time they can beat them in the regular season, which they did yesterday again. Another Super Bowl victory for Josh Allen. Where's the chain? Give him the chain. I need those Buffalo Bills offensive linemen to make the chain for Josh Allen. 2025 regular season champions, baby. Because that's all the Bills care about. They only care about the accolades. The fans only care about the accolades. That's all they care about. The MVP, the grill, the chain, the blah, blah, blah. The wife, the movie star wife. That's all the NFL fans care about. So give it up for the Bills beating the Chiefs yesterday 28-21 when they were at home. Man, oh man, they can always beat the Chiefs at home in the regular season. There's no other team better than the Bills like that, folks. Woo! Woo! Now, I will say, Buffalo, listen up and listen up good, okay? You do not want to see the Chiefs in the playoffs, especially if you have home field advantage, all right? Because the last game at Orchard Park is going to be you beating the Chiefs. All right? Now, if you have the home advantage against the Chiefs in the playoffs, you're going to lose the game. And we can't have that be the last game you played in this stadium, a loss. Especially a loss to the Chiefs, okay? So if you're going to get into the playoffs, make sure you're a lower seed than the Chiefs, okay? We want a good memory when we demolish this stadium, okay? Because if not, then the ghost of Patrick Mahomes is going to be literally knocking next door to that new big old stadium. All right? So Buffalo Bills, they get the win. Josh Allen, God, Josh Allen is now the new front runner for MVP. Blah, blah. Oh, Josh Allen, folks. One touchdown, no interceptions. But he also had 2 rushing touchdowns because, once again, Josh Allen's a running back and he's so selfish all the time. And really the only reason why Josh Allen ever wins is when James Cook crushes. So Josh Allen's not even the best player on his team, okay? James Cook gets it done. 27 rushes for 114 yards. And once again, they take away all the touchdowns from James Cook because we can't give the touchdown to the running back. Can't do it. Can't pay him. Can't give him the touchdowns. That's why we got Josh Allen so he can run in all the touchdowns. Josh Allen, 2 rushing touchdowns. Then we had Johnson, another rushing touchdown. Cannot give James Cook any recognition in this game. It's all Josh, it's all Allen, it's all him. Okay? All the game balls go to Josh Allen. James Cook did nothing this game. The Josh Allen that, only went to his tight end safety blanket, Dalton Kincaid, leading receiver, 101 yards, 1 touchdown. Where is he? Keon Coleman, everybody's favorite, Burlington. Remember, he had the Burlington jacket. So relatable, so funny. Burlington. Whoa. Yeah, he's doing great out there. 2 targets, 2 catches for 17 yards. Yeah, really, really well done. So yes, the Bills once again win the regular season. They called intentional grounding on a tip ball. I've never seen that happen in my life. We had Patrick Mahomes. I mean, this is what's so funny. I mean, Patrick Mahomes had a completion percentage of 44%. Now, that's so atrocious. I mean, it's stunning. I mean, I still can't even believe this number right now. 44% completion percentage? I think Spencer Rattler. I don't think Spencer Rattler had anything at 44%, okay? So the Bills defense really kind of holds Patrick Mahomes, not very accurate, and they still almost lose. They still only win by 1 touchdown with, the Chiefs having the ball in their hands at the end of the game. So, it's the home field advantage that really makes the difference here. And once again, Roger Goodell just forcing the Bills this season. Last year in the stadium, so all the games are in Buffalo. All right. But Patrick Mahomes, going to his true receivers, Rashee Rice, leading receiver, 80 yards. Marquise Hollywood Brown, second receiver, 73 yards. Then it's Travis Kelce for 66 yards. Then Xavier Worthy for 23 yards. So, Josh Allen, can still keep dinking and dunking to his tight ends, his bailouts, keep running in those short yard touchdowns that, James Cook gave you, set them up for you. You can keep taking all the accolades. You can keep taking all that, but you won't be taking home the Lombardi Trophy at the end of the year. So I hope, once again, Bills Mafia enjoys their regular season Super Bowl win. Give it up for them one more time, folks. So enjoy this win. Enjoy the win, Buffalo. It's a regular season 1. Bills get the win, 28-21. And then Josh Allen, once again, always so selfish, dude. Always so selfish. Josh Allen takes a rushing touchdown away from James Cook. Example 1 of selfishness. And then he gives the ball to a lineman to spike. Good, that's unselfish. Hey, lineman, big boy up front, you spiked this ball. You helped out. So the lineman goes and spikes the ball. But Josh Allen couldn't even help himself. He gets the ball and he spikes it right after him. The spike's not enough. Nothing's ever enough for Josh Allen unless he does it himself. I have to be the one to run it in. I have to get credit for it. I have to spike the ball even though I said I wasn't going to spike the ball, but I got so jealous after seeing the spike that I also had to join in on the spike. I mean, this man can't let anybody have anything. Can't let James Cook get a big contract. Can't let James Cook be the leader in rushing touchdowns on the team. Can't let the offensive lineman spike the ball once. Can't even let him do that. So you can all eat up the most selfish man in the world. I will not do so. This man is the worst thing that is happening to the NFL, and nobody's talking about it. The selfishness. It all points back to this man. The NFL was never the same in 2018 when the most selfish man was drafted. That's why everybody's dropping the ball before the goal line. They want to celebrate. They want to do their Josh Allen celebration, you know. It's just what it is, folks. I don't know what you want from me. Everybody's favorite. Not that great of a person. Pretty selfish. All righty, so the Bills, they get their Super Bowl win. All right, let's keep moving here. We got a couple of games to go over. Next one up is Panthers at Packers, and once again, you can spare me. Spare me on Jordan Love, please, okay? Spare me on Jordan Love. Spare me on this Packers team. I mean, you lose to the Panthers? You lose to the Panthers at home? You lose to the Panthers by putting up 13 points? I mean, this is an abomination, folks. Everybody's favorite, Jordan Love. Jordan Love, people on ESPN saying he's the best quarterback. Okay. All right. No touchdown, 1 interception by Jordan Love. I know he has 70% completion percentage and 273 yards, but it all means nothing when you put up 13 points. 13 points. Josh Jacobs does what Josh Jacobs does. All reliable running backs. The most reliable players in the NFL? And they're getting paid peanuts? It's an abomination, folks, and hopefully we can start to get it corrected. Josh Jacobs, the one lone touchdown for the Packers. Everything else, field goals. Josh Jacobs, 87 rushing yards. You love to see it. I mean, the receivers doing receiver things. I mean, Romeo Doubs, 91 yards. Christian Watson, 58 yards. Solid. Tougher Kraft, I think, got injured. That's going to be a huge blow for this team moving forward. But please just spare me on Jordan Love. He loses these games all the fucking time. The Packers are one of the most prevalent teams that always just plays down to their competition. And look, I know this Panthers team, they're kind of getting some things figured out there, being competitive, you know, their record, they're winning games, folks. It's crazy. But you really should not be losing to a quarterback, Bryce Young, that goes 55% completion percentage on 102 yards. I mean, that's wild. Wild. With this Packers team that loves to air out the ball. No touchdown, 1 interception by Bryce Young. Rico Dowdle, another running back going crazy, getting paid peanuts. It's an abomination. Can we take some money away from Josh Allen, folks? He doesn't need it all. He even admitted it. He's like, why do I need all this money for? It's one thing I like about Josh Allen. He's not 100% selfish on the money. That was also, you know, him saying that after he signed the deal and all that. It's kind of easy to say it after the fact, but I digress. Rico Dowdle, 25 rushes for 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. God damn, dude. Well done. So, you know, Panthers get the win 16-13. They go on a game-winning field goal drive at the end of the fourth quarter. 2.5 minutes, 14 plays, 40 yards, starting at their own 29-yard line. That's a great drive right there. And once again, I just really got to shout out the coaching staff, because I'm not going to give credit to Bryce Young, but David Canales here, I mean, truly turning around this team. Bryce Young's not him. You are going to have to look for a replacement, but so far you got all the pieces in place besides the quarterback, and you're winning games. That's pretty damn impressive here. So shout out to the Panthers here. I would say we have to look for a downfall. I think we are going to be looking at a big Panthers collapse here soon. So that's something that maybe we can cash in on the sports book. Maybe give it one more week where maybe they win another week and now their public perception is huge. Everyone's betting them. But you're not going to be sustainable throwing 103 yards a game. I'm going to tell you that right now. So, Packers lose, folks. Packers lose. They fall to 5-2-1. They always play down to their competition, and that's why we just cannot take them seriously here in the NFC. We can't. This has been their problem for the last 3 years, and everybody gushes about Jordan Love, but when it's time to dominate, he doesn't. There should be no reason why you should have lost and only put up 13 points at home off a bye. No? Was this team not off a bye? I mean, really disgusting here. So, Panthers win 16-13. Spare me on Jordan Love. Spare me. All right, another quarterback that, almost not a good Monday for was Justin Herbert and the Chargers. Now, they do squeak out the win 27-20, but, Justin Herbert doing Justin Herbert things. Pick sixes, not good. Kind of like second throw of the game goes pick six. They go down 7-0. Now, they answer that pick six with a touchdown, and it kind of was going a little bit back and forth till halftime. Then after halftime, they kind of got it done a little bit in the fourth quarter. But, kind of won by 10 points. But once again, the Chargers, I mean, we've seen them get out to slow starts. We've seen Herbert kind of collapse. We saw it in the playoff game a few years ago. You had the lead. You beef it at the second half. So, Herbert with this beef ability, not great here. So, yes, they get the win. Once again, still have to take it very, very step-by-step, day-by-day here with the Chargers. Herbert, 250 yards, passing, 65% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns. He had the pick six. He also scored a rushing touchdown. He was the leading rusher, 57 yards. Quentin Johnston, still a little up and down. He did score a touchdown, very good. Gadsden is, looking pretty reliable for him out there over these last few games. 5 targets, 5 catches, 68 yards. So Chargers get the win. Titans, I mean, they're putting up points, which is good. We like that. They fired their coach. They're putting up 20 points, 14 points, I know last week. But, this is a good step in the right direction. Cam Ward, I'm still not a big buyer on. All these receivers are once again letting me down. There's got to be something here with these receivers, folks. And the fact that they're just getting no production, no consistency by anybody. Even kind of, the rookie is a little bit up and down. Ao Maynor. So, leading receiver, Ao Maynor, 46 yards on 3 catches, 6 targets. Van Jefferson, 4 targets, 1 catch. So, the Titans, shout out to putting up the points, but the offense is still very very ugly to watch. But they kept it close against the Chargers. They cover the spread, and the Chargers win 27-20. Alrighty, next game up here, and this is why I'm so big on the Texans. And I know they lost, but they only lost because C.J. Stroud got knocked out of the game. Spare me with the Broncos. I know they're leading the division. They're 7-2. I do not care. They've put up all their points in the fourth quarter. What is up with that? 11 points here in the fourth quarter. 30 points in the fourth quarter against the Giants. I don't think this is a legitimate team. I'm not the biggest fan of Bo Nix. I think at his best case scenario, he's the game manager, not even like above average game manager. I mean, 18 of 37 yesterday for 173 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Once again, all their points coming in the fourth quarter. I don't think that's impressive to me. It's good that you're always in the game and you're never giving up. So I give them that credit. But this isn't sustainable. I don't think this is going to be sustainable in the playoffs. We saw the Broncos last year. Once again, offense was great, putting up points. Round 1 of the playoffs, they can't do anything. It's bubkiss. I think they're on the same exact trajectory here. None of these wins are really impressing me. And that's that. So the national media, I'm sure, is going to run away with this Broncos win, all this. This is why the Texans aren't good. But this was the Texans clearly winning this game all game long. C.J. Stroud gets kind of knocked out pretty early. I want to say it was the first half. And, they lose the game because Davis Mills, just isn't him. And I like Davis Mills. I want to see Davis Mills succeed. Shout out that long-ass neck of his, but he's not going to win a game. Not going to do it. Davis Mills, 17 of 30, 137 yards on 56% completion percentage. I mean, is atrocious. CJ Stroud was dealing, 6 of 10, 79 yards, putting up the points, moving the ball. But he gets knocked out of the game with a concussion, and that's that. The offense, it's already struggling. We know the offense already struggles because there's not a lot of playmakers on this team, and the offensive line isn't anything special. The running game is a little non-existent. Nick Chubb, who I've got so much respect for, this isn't a knock, but 11 rushes, 34 yards. Marks, 10 rushes, 27 yards. It's not going to get the job done, especially when you only have one true receiver in Nico Collins. You got a solid tight end in Dalton Schultz, but, Davis Mills is definitely not going to be able to do anything with these weapons. So, Broncos, another luck game. Lucked out against the Giants, lucked out against the Texans. I'm still going to have the Texans in my top 10. You guys cannot stop me. This defense is great. This team overall is great. Bad losses, close losses here, and now they're 3-5, and everybody's going to write them off. I still have the Texans better than the Broncos. Everybody can spare me. So Bo Nix, 48%. 48%. I mean, almost Patrick Mahomes, but he's not. His top end is not Patrick Mahomes, right? So, Cortland Sutton, 6 targets, 1 catch. That's all we need to say. That's all I need to say, folks, right? Stop with the Broncos. Stop with the Broncos. Yes, they got the win. I do not care. All right, let's keep moving on here. Next game, and do I get a little concerned? Now, scoring all your points in the fourth quarter doesn't impress me, but also not scoring in the fourth quarter has me a little worried. Just a tad. But that brings us to Falcons at Patriots, and Patriots get the close win, good win, 24-23, but once again, Falcons 9 points in the fourth quarter, but the Patriots 0 points in the fourth quarter, and we've seen that a little bit time to time here by the Patriots, big old goose egg in the fourth quarter. Now, they're still scoring in the third quarter and the second half, but, if, you need the touchdown, you need some points here. We would like to see you kind of do it a little bit more consistently because the Falcons were coming back in this game. Falcons made it a 1-score game, really, a 1-point game, 24-23, and the Patriots' next drive was basically like a 5-and-out, 3-and-out. The score is Patriots 24-23, Patriots with the ball with 4.5 minutes. And what do? 4-yard run, pass incomplete. Now it's 4th and 6, and you got to punt it. You give the ball back to the Falcons with 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So much time for any team to go down and score at least a field goal to take the lead. And now we need something with the Patriots in the fourth quarter for a game-winning drive. So, shout out to Drake May. He's playing great. This Patriots team playing very good. Defense, offense. But we got to start closing out games maybe just a little bit better. Just a little bit. It's not a big knock. It's just something to keep our eye on here. So Drake May, great game overall. 65% completion percentage, 259 yards, 2 touchdowns. He still threw an interception. We got Trayvon Henderson, 55 yards. Not terrible. 4 yards a carry. We'll always take that. Stephon Diggs, touchdown, 38 yards. Hunter Henry, 51 yards. Douglas, 100 yards, 1 touchdown. So, slinging the ball, getting it done. But let's secure the fourth quarter a little bit. And then we had Michael Penix Jr., who, first game back, got a little, took a little bit to really get, into it, but still threw 3 touchdowns. 59% completion percentage. We got to get that up. But little Bijan Robinson, it's hard to call him locked up. But, obviously locked up with the Dolphins last week. No touchdowns again this week. And still had, 96 yards in total. 46 rushing, 50 receiving. But, not that big impact, especially points-wise, that we have kind of seen. So, we'll see if teams are starting to figure out Bijan Robinson and their kind of that game, that attack a little bit. But it's been a little silent. It's been a little silent here. So Patriots get the win 24-23. All righty, next game up, and another team that I've always had in the top 10, and I always get pushback. The Vikings, they take down everybody's favorite team, the Lions, 27-24. J.J. McCarthy, he's back. We saw, that injury game, really left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. Carson Wentz comes in, he gets injured, he gets knocked out. But it's perfect time because J.J. McCarthy's finally healthy and had an all right game, 56% completion percentage. It's not great, but, on the road, division against a solid defense, workable. 143 yards, we don't love. 2 touchdowns, we'll take. 1 interception, 1 fumble. Ooh, we definitely do hate. And that's another big knock on J.J. McCarthy. We gotta clean up these turnovers. He likes to sling the ball, so, we are going to get some turnovers with that, but we still definitely got to clean it up a little bit. Aaron Jones, 9 rushes, 78 yards. Jordan Mason, 10 rushes, 36 yards. Running game, meh. And even the passing game, Addison, leading receiver, 2 catches for 48 yards. Justin Jefferson, 6 catches, 47 yards, little dink and donk. But he did get in the end zone. Vikings defense holds the Lions to 24 points. Blocked field goal. Really kind of wins the game for the Vikings here, the special team. So defense for the Skull, for the Vikings, I've kind of lost a little faith in the last 2-3 weeks, but kind of got back on track a little bit here. So we'll definitely, this is a nice little turning point for the Vikings. Can they get it all back on track? It was a good kind of starting point last night to get the win. Then we had Jared Goff on the other hand, 67% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, no picks, 284 yards. But the running game, a little non-existent. David Montgomery, 11 rushes, 40 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs, 9 rushes, 25 yards. Had him on lock. Leading receiver was Sam Laporta, 97 yards, but Amon-Ra also 97 yards as well. So getting it to your A1, Tier 1, getting it to your tight end. But unfortunately, just not enough at the end of the day. Vikings win 27-24. Vikings, our Lions, I don't think there's... I know they lost here, but watch out next week. We might be able to get some value on them. We'll see if the public kind of starts to fall out on the Lions, but I don't think that's the overall takeaway from this game. All right, next game up here is Colts at Steelers, and it's going to be interesting how the media handles this Colts team this week. Obviously, public perception, everybody was off the Steelers, everybody was on the Colts. And the Steelers end up winning, and, that defense kind of came out a little bit. Daniel Jones, 3 interceptions. Josh Downs fumbling. A lot of turnovers here, so we'll see if that continues with the Colts. I don't think so. But Daniel Jones, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, still slung the ball for 342 yards, still only lost by a touchdown. So Colts fans, Seth, this is our year, this is our team. The sky isn't falling, okay? And then for the Steelers, hopefully this is the start of their defense kind of being a classic Steelers defense that we all know and love. Why they've kind of been solid, why they've been winning 9 games for the last 20 years is because of the defense. So to see that kind of come back a little bit yesterday, good sign. Aaron Rodgers, 71% completion percentage, 203 yards, 1 touchdown. Jaylen Warren, woof. Locked up, 16 rushes, 31 yards, but still slipped out for 2 touchdowns. Running game non-existent. And then for the Colts, Jonathan Taylor bottled up 45 yards rushing. Alec Pierce, you got to love it, 115 yards. Once again, just another receiver that gets no love in this league. Alec Pierce is a top 10 receiver, folks. I do not care. He is an A1 tier 1 receiver on any team in the league. Unfortunately, Michael Pittman Jr. just has a little bit of better name recognition than Alec Pierce. So everybody thinks Michael Pittman Jr. is the number one. But it's Alec Pierce, folks, I'm telling you. Michael Pittman Jr. also had 115 yards as well. But shout out to Alec Pierce. He just gets no love and no respect. So, close game, Colts lose, but this Colts team is still fine, all right? They had, 6 turnovers, and they still only lose by 7. It's kind of a win at the end of the day. All right, we got this game, the game that, wow. Back and forth, 30 points in the fourth quarter. Bears at Bengals, and the Bears get the win, 47-42. Colston Loveland, god dang you dirty dog, gets the catch down the field, and then 2 defenders right on him. He bounces off both of them, takes it the remaining 20 yards for the touchdown. No need for a game-winning field goal or anything. They're going for the touchdown. What a game. Joe Flacco slinging the ball out. 4 touchdowns, 470 yards at 65% completion percentage, and you lose the game. You got to be going crazy. Jamar Chase, 111 yards. T. Higgins, 121 yards. And I'm going to say this. Can I say this? T. Higgins is the second best receiver in the league. And I know all of you are thinking, oh, well, yeah, J.J. Jets 1, T. Higgins 2. No. Jamar Chase 1, T. Higgins 2, J.J. Jets 3, Alec Pierce 4. Bink. So shout out to this whole Bengals team. Just a disgusting, gut-wrenching loss. We get Jamar Chase after the game. Just got to get one fucking stop. Man, oh man. We got people, another player for the Bengals at the locker room, saying we just got to fucking close out the game. How can we not close out the fucking game? And, you got to close out the game, offense or defense. You should not be losing a game where you put up 42 points. So, Bears get the win. Caleb Williams, I'm still not going to buy him. We'll see how the national media responds. There's a chance they eat him up here, but 3 touchdowns, 58% completion percentage. A total epic collapse by the Bengals. I'm not really buying into it. So wild game. Bears get the win 47-42. Then we had the Niners at the Giants, and shout out to the Niners and Kyle Shanahan, and this line didn't make any sense to me. -2.5 for the Niners, -3. Easy munch there. I will say the Giants played a little bit better maybe than I was going to give them credit for, but once again, 14 points in the fourth quarter. That's not impressing me by this Giants team. Jackson Dart, 191 yards on 24 completions, 2 touchdowns we give him. He was the leading rusher because, obviously, Scatterboo, rest up, obviously. And then the Niners, Mac Jones, 235 yards, 79% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, 19 completions for 235 yards. You love to see it. Christian McCaffrey, 106 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Brian Robinson, 5 rushes, 53 yards. He scored a touchdown. So it's great offense here by the Niners. It's always moving the ball. It's never going to be stagnant with Kyle Shanahan. Regular season, playoffs, Kyle Shanahan gets it done. It's really just the Super Bowl he beefs in, but Niners, they're a great team. They're, 6-3. This NFC West is loaded. Rams at the top, 6-2. Seahawks 6-2. Niners 6-3. It's going to be competitive throughout the rest of the season, so we'll see who ends up on top. But one loss is going to be the difference there. All right, 3 more games here to close them out. We get Saints at Rams. Rams blow them out. Shout out to the Saints for changing quarterbacks and still being shit. Is it crazy that I like Spencer Rattler over Tyler Shuck? What does Shuck give you? What's the upside on Shuck? I do not see it. 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 176 yards, 62%. I mean, was Spencer Rattler not doing better? I don't get it. Maybe it's Kellen Moore coaching for his job. He's got to prove, hey, it's these shit quarterbacks. It's not me, okay? Matthew Stafford, 4 touchdowns, no picks, 281 yards, 75% completion percentage. Matthew Stafford, I mean, goddamn, folks. I mean, we really have to start respecting him as best quarterback of all time. Like, he really should be in the top 5. I'm telling y'all. This man, he's just so gritty. He can sling the shit out of every fucking ball. He goes to his receivers. Puka Nacua, leading receiver, 95 yards, 1 touchdown. He keeps going to his receivers. Devontae Adams, second leading receiver, 60 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, man, what a gosh for an offensive coordinator just to have a great quarterback looking to go to your weapons, looking to sling, not turning over the ball, accurate. Matthew Stafford, I mean, no love. He's the MVP. Can we get Matthew Stafford for MVP over fucking Josh Allen, please? Jeez, a team that's not even the division front runner so far in your own division. NFC West, everybody's knocking on the Rams' fucking door, and they're at the top still. So Rams get the win, 34-10. The Saints, they're absolutely nothing. They're absolutely nothing. Stop it. Rashid Shaheed, once again, leading receiver because he gets the deep shot bomb every game. All right, last 2 here. We get the Jags at the Raiders, and the Raiders. I mean, just so funny, folks. Geno Smith, you got to leave the league, my man. You had 1 good year, and that's what's wrong. That's what's wrong with sports discourse in the national media. It's like these quarterbacks aren't great when they come out. You know, they're on bad teams. Everybody blames the team. Okay. And then you get one of these quarterbacks that goes to a good team and has success. And now everybody's like, well, now all these quarterbacks are actually good. No, Geno Smith is still shit, unfortunately. I know everyone's still hanging on to that 1 good season. You got to start calling people back, Geno. Has a chance to win the game. They go for it. The balls. They've got the big balls. 2-point conversion in overtime, but incomplete. I think it gets tipped at the line. So, unfortunate there by the Raiders and Geno Smith. The Jags survive by the skin of their teeth. No touchdown by Trevor Lawrence. 220 yards, 67% completion percentage. Travis Etienne had a game here. 22 rushes, 84 yards. I know he had no touchdown. Had another 31 yards receiving as well, but just big-time plays when they needed them. He made them. Parker Washington, 8 catches, 90 yards. Brian Thomas Jr., 3 catches, 55 yards, not being what we really need him to be. But they escape with a win. Another Pete Carroll team on the goal line that doesn't run the ball and you lose. Pete, will you ever learn your lesson? I don't know. Brock Bowers was killing the Jags, 12 catches for 127 yards and 3 touchdowns, and that was basically it. This Raiders team is so atrocious, folks. It's really bad. And then give it up for him, folks. Cam Little, record holder for longest field goal, drilled a 68-yarder to get 3 points on the board right before halftime. These kickers are evolving, folks, and you got to give it up for them. All these kickers winning big money on College Game Day by Pat McAfee. We got him setting record after record here. So it's just great. It's great for the sport. Shout out to these kickers perfecting their craft and setting records. Cam Little, everybody. All right, that brings us to the last game of the weekend. Seahawks at Washington, and like I called it, this was daylight savings time 2.0 because this game was over quick. I mean, 28-7 at halftime. Sam Darnold absolutely slinging the shit out of this ball. 330 yards, 87% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 9 targets, 8 catches, 129 yards, getting him involved early and often. Thornton, I mean, god damn, the rookie coming out of nowhere. 4 targets, 4 catches, 2 touchdowns, 48 yards. K9 beefed me. I took his over yards at 56.5. Silly me. 42 yards on only 11 rushes. Zach Charbonnet, we know they love to give him rushes too. Took his yards from K9 to ruin my parlay. But I digress. 8 rushes for 25 yards. And even JSN, he got a run early. He picked up the first down in the first half. 1 rush for 11 yards. This Seahawks team, I mean, it's good. But once again, I just can't. I can't get too big on this Seahawks team because I know Sam Darnold beefs in the big game. And that's the only thing that's holding me back from this Seahawks team. Love the coach. The defense is good. Love the pieces all around it. But Sam Darnold did this exact same thing. He did it. A smart offense, pieces everywhere. In the last 2 games of the season, you looked absolutely miserable. Now, you know, he obviously could have gotten better, but I don't know if he is going to. So, shout out to the Seahawks. Enjoy this moment, but the last 3 weeks of the season, you know, this division is going to come down to the final weeks. I mean, we see it 6-2 Rams, 6-2 Seahawks, 6-3 Niners, and both these teams have so much championship experience, division experience, and playoff experience where Sam Darnold, you cannot lay an egg. You cannot take your foot off the gas, and I hate to bring it up, but we have seen it by your 2 losses. Both time, ball in your hands. First loss, you know, you were in the red zone, and I get it. You know, you run, you know, a hurry-up offense, which I didn't like at the time. And it's, you know, Joey Bosa, or the Bosa for the Niners coming in. You know, your elbow hits it, and you fumble. It's not 100% your fault, but pocket awareness, not great. And then the other one, your other loss, it was your fault. Ball in hand, and you throw an interception. It's, you know, it's just what Sam Darnold gives you. You know, it's good because you can win games, you can put up points, you can move the ball. Sam Darnold, above average game manager, which is good in this league. But, you know, if you can't get it done in the clutch, if you start to see ghosts on the biggest stage in the biggest games, it's just unfortunate. Maybe you're a great backup. Maybe that's your thing. You back up. But if this is another year where Sam Darnold truly shits the bed at the end of the season against the better competition, I truly got to be 100% out on him. So trying not to knock Sam Darnold too hard here. But it's a little hard. Jaden Daniels gets knocked out of the game real late. I mean, 4th quarter, everyone's blaming Washington, Dan Quinn. Why was he in? I mean, we see it all the time. You're down 30. The starters are kind of still in the start of the 4th quarter. So I'm not going to blame, why are the starters in? Injuries happen. You know, they happen. This game was competitive. He's still going to be playing in the 4th quarter. You get injured. So I'm not going to play that game where, oh my goodness, malpractice by Washington by him still being in the game. You're trying to come back. You know, this is primetime football. You know, we all say, you know, the fans came out to see you, right? Play all 4 quarters then. No? So, you know, everyone's coming at Washington. I don't think that's really what anybody should be doing, but I mean, Washington, they really just need somebody else. I mean, Jaden Daniels was just like literally looking to take off every time. I mean, the man had 10 rushes. I mean, he dropped back and like bolting to go run. So Washington, obviously no Scary Terry, you know, leading receiver is Zach Ertz, 46 yards. Deebo Samuel, I mean, he's 5'5", folks. I mean, he's a gadget guy. He's not a true A1 tier 1 receiver. So Washington, they're going to need a little bit of help here. Jaden Daniels just cannot do it all. So Seahawks get the win 38-14, and that was the end of Sunday Night Football. But we still got one game left tonight, folks, to bring us home for Week 9, and that's Cardinals at Cowboys. Now, We get Cardinals plus 3.5, Cowboys minus 3.5, and I'm loving it. I'm gushing over Cowboys minus 3.5 here. I know this Cowboys defense isn't anything special, but at home they turn it up a little bit. And against Jacoby Brissett, Mr. Turn the ball over at the worst situations, I like that as well. Now, the Cardinals, they do have a pretty solid defense. So they may be able to hold the Cowboys, but once again, Cowboys at home and George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, there's not been too many teams that have been able to stop that 1-2 punch, and then you still got Javonte Williams in the backfield. So absolutely loving the Cowboys tonight. I think they blow them out. I think this is a little resemblant to the game last night where the Seahawks just blow out Washington right from the get-go. Go and buy this one up. Cowboys minus 10.5. Can we do that? Cowboys minus, or 9.5. We wanted under that 10-point hook. Yeah. Plus 181. It's not bad there, folks. Cowboys minus 9.5. I don't think it's close. I don't think it's competitive. Alrighty, well, that is going to do it for us today, folks. Our Monday show breaking down the games from yesterday. But that's not the end of us for today, folks, because we are going to be having our live sports talk debate show called Around the Room. It's on tonight, folks, 7 p.m. Eastern, 7 to 8. So nice little pre-game for Monday Night Football. We love it. We'll come at you with props, our picks. We'll have 2 to 4 people debating on topics from yesterday, from the sports world, and their takes on tonight's game. So that is going to be on 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. You could watch on Twitch, you could watch on X, or you can be a part of the conversation, a part of the debate. If you go to playback.tv/takesbyfans, you join the room. It's all free to sign up. It's kind of the future of streaming for sports. So if you want to join, debate others, I've already got some guests tonight, but there is still room available. So join, folks. Join. It's a bunch of fun. And I don't bite. Everybody thinks I bite. I get a bad rap. I'm not going to fake to y'all. I don't get it. I get a bad rap everywhere. It makes no sense to me, but I don't bite. We've done 2 shows. Everybody loves it, and I have not bitten anybody. So join, folks. It's a blast. We have fun. There's points being awarded. There's points being taken away, and there's a winner at the end of the night. So if you think you got the biggest brain in sports and want to get tested by the beard, playback.tv/takesbyfans. Join the room. Come out tonight, and let's have some fun. Alrighty, folks. That's going to do it for us tonight. Truly appreciate y'all. Hope you had a great weekend. Monday's here. I know, but there's football to take those Monday blues away. So get a great rest of your Monday. I'll see you Tuesday, and I might even see you later tonight, folks.